What's going on, L&M family? I got a little announcement, a little surprise, a little tweak, a little adjustment for you. No, I'm not interviewing anybody today. And this isn't like your typical solo cast because we're going to be making a change to the branding, the Learnings and Missteps podcast, because I've been out there talking to people, interacting with all the amazing human beings in the industry and in the world. And I learned a couple of things. I do a lot of work. I get around in the construction industry, and there's a whole bunch of people that don't know about the podcast, that I host this Learnings and Missteps podcast and interview amazing guests and share their stories of success and failure, lessons learned, all of the above. And then on the other hand, there's a bunch of people that listen to the podcast that have no idea that I'm even operating a business. Of course, I was talking to smarter people than me, and they're like, Jess, like, why don't you combine? Why do you keep it so separate? And I said, well, I wasn't really doing that on purpose, and I just assumed people knew. And so I'm going to take their advice, and we're going to collapse the brand. What does that mean in terms of like the content? I'm still going to be interviewing super awesome people so that you can get the nuggets, the insights that you can apply to your life on your path, right? And I'm still going to be doing solo casts on time management and things that will help you improve your operation and better serve the people you care about. The slight tweak is the brand. The color's going to be a little different, right? We're going to align it with the Depth Builder colors, which is like a super cool orange. And the name is going to be Learnings and Missteps by Depth Builder, which seems pretty simple. But when they said that to me, I'm like, oh my God, that's genius. Let's do that. And I'm going to try real hard to interview people that I have tortured, or more accurately, to interview clients that I've worked with in the past that I've served directly, to highlight their stories and highlight the little business that I got going on. Now, ideally, this won't be a dramatic shift in programming and the type of people and the insights and the vulnerability and all that. Like, I want to continue to deliver that because that's what people have communicated to me that they value the most. But I'm gonna need your help. So if you see it getting a little off track, because like for real, me interviewing clients feels a little slimy. It feels like I'm taking advantage of them in some way. And so my real concern is that it comes across as me doing most of the damn talking, pimping out all the stuff that I do instead of really highlighting the guest. And so I'm going to need your help. Like if that comes across, I'm going to need you to let me know, like email me, drop a note in the comments, whatever it takes, because that's absolutely not what I want to do. I'm not saying that I'm going to do that, but that's kind of this weird fear I have. So if you keep an eye out for that, please, please, please keep an eye out for that. And when it happens, do not hesitate. Let me know, because that is not what I want to do. I want to absolutely highlight the guest and all the things that they've learned. But I'd also like to sprinkle in a little bit of like, hey, I do pretty good work, so that if you know somebody that could use the services that I provide, you know that I'm available to do that, or at least you'll get a sense of the type of work that I do, and maybe the discomfort, or we'll just say the dirty details of what my services look like or bring to the table. Since some of you have like just learned by way of this little episode that I actually have a business, if you know any subcontractors out there, like in the trades, that are looking for leadership training for their workforce, for their installers, for their foremen, for their superintendents, you could tell them that you know a guy. And that's not to say that I only work with subcontractors. It's really more coming to terms with the fact that I have a lot of experience working on the subcontractor side of the business. I have enough experience working with general contractors, etc. My experience is really suited for helping subcontractors grow and develop and reach the levels that they want to reach. And more importantly, help those individuals expand their careers. And by individuals, I'm talking about installers, lead men, foremen, superintendents, because it's the path that I've walked. And so that's it. This episode is short and sweet, a little bit of an announcement. We're going to be shifting from Learnings and Missteps to Learnings and Missteps by Depth Builder. I'm going to keep trying to bring the heat. You know, I'm always interested in what you think and what you have to say. So please feel free to reach out, drop the comments, do the shares, do the stars, do all of the things. But most importantly, Keep being kind to yourself. Keep being cool. And we will talk at you next time. Peace. Thank you for sticking it out all the way to the end. I know you got a whole lot of stuff going on. And in appreciation for the gift of time that you have given this episode, I want to offer you a free PDF of my book, Becoming the Promise You're Intended to Be. The link for that bad boy is down in the show notes. Hit it. You don't even have to give me your email address. There's a link in there. You just click that button and you can download the PDF. And if you share it with somebody that you know who might feel stuck or be caught up in self-destructive behaviors, that would be the ultimate. You sharing that increases the likelihood that it's going to help one more person. And if it does help one more person, then you're contributing to me becoming the promise I am intended to be. Be kind to yourself, be cool, and we'll talk at you next time. Peace.